Inflewence here, and if you saw the title, you already know what we are talking about.
Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influence's interest on YouTube.
Every time there's a new Megatron release, this conversation comes up, and subscribe. 86 Studio Series Megatron was, pictures of it was released recently, maybe a couple weeks ago. And of course, we brought up the topic of why is it a tank? Since the 86 movie it's a gun. What's the difference? Well, 99.9% put money on that Megatron will never officially be a gun again in life. And I think we just got to get over. Even me, I did it when Robertson released their figure, and I said, if it don't turn into a gun, I'm not getting it. Turn into a tank, I got it. And the thing is, we'll get into why Robertson wouldn't make it a gun for a point, which is one of the main points of it not being a gun. But I think the number one point is, and before I get into it, there's some caveats. Third party, of course, does whatever they want, and they're going to make it accurate, so it's a gun. This is actually not even third party, first party. Hasbro, not Hasbro, but Takara. Overseas, they can make it a gun. But in the States, official releases never be a gun, and that's because of the laws. Now, I don't want to get into, I know gun laws and guns and all of that can get super political. I'm not here for all of that. I'm not here for what am I talking about? Pro and against all of that debate. Please keep it respectable in the comments and not go to political extremes. I know it's politically charged though, but let's just talk about the facts. The facts are the gun laws in America, especially the toy gun laws, and the gun laws in Japan are just different. And people sometimes, I think, get it confused with why the differences affect the toys. For me, it's simple. In America, guns are prolific. They're everywhere. Media, people have them. A lot of people have them. A lot of people have multiple guns. Crimes are committed with guns at an astronomical rate here. And there's more of a chance that if you saw a toy gun here, you would think it was a real gun. Where in Japan, a lot of people say, well, why can they have the toy guns since they have stricter gun laws? I think that's the reason. Because in Japan and other countries that have stricter gun laws where citizens, and again, I'm not saying I'm for or against it, just that citizens are unlikely to have a gun on them. If you saw a toy gun, you would more than likely think it was a toy gun and not a real gun. Where here in America, you see a toy gun, you would more likely think it's a real gun than a toy gun. And the other thing is, it's kind of vice versa, because over there, they might see a real gun and think it's a toy gun, because it's just the way it is, which is why the toy gun laws are so lax. Here, it's the reason Hasbro calls Nerf blasters and not Nerf guns. We call them Nerf guns, but it's another reason they make them look so crazy and so crazy colors that they can't be mistaken for real guns. I found that in 2017 they had a Legends version, but I couldn't find any pictures of that. So I do know in 2010 Reveal the Shield had a Legends version of Megatron that was a gun. It actually had the fixed orange cap, so when he turned into Megatron, his blaster had the big orange cap on the end. I assume that they figured it was so small that it wouldn't be mistaken. I would say probably not. I don't know if anything came of that, like if they got in any trouble or any issues, any fines. I'm not sure. I couldn't find any of that. It's not really a super deep conversation. It's just a conversation that comes up all the time, and I just thought about making a video, like saying I'm almost certain, like we just need to accept that if we want Megatron in the G1 form that we grew up with, we need to buy third party, and that's just what it is. One of the other reasons, which I was alluding to in the beginning of the video, is with Roberson and other figures, is the design. It's just so hard to design and engineer a figure that turns into an accurate representation of Megatron as a robot and engineer it into a gun. I mean, you've seen all the figures. I don't know if anybody did it super well, where it wasn't super complicated to make it look good, like i.e. this looks like it came off the screen. This is a KO of the MP36 mold, so looks like it came off the screen in robot mode, and besides a couple of things, mainly in the back. However, that's sacrificing the design that you got to do to get it back and forth. There are a lot of steps, a lot of engineering, a lot of money, I'm sure, went into R&D that Hasbro is just not going to put into making an accurate Megatron turn into an accurate gun. Yeah, I just don't see it happening. And it's the same, the design is probably the same reason Roberson didn't do it, because, I mean, not even design, functionality. A tank just lends itself to a robotic figure more because of the functionality. You can drive it, you can shoot the cannon, you can turn and do all this stuff, and then when it transforms, it still is somewhat accurate of a Megatron representation. Those are the two biggest reasons I believe that we'll never see it. It's just the gun laws here, the toy gun laws, I should say, here, are just not going to be conducive to a figure being made. It's going to got at customs, and I've even seen some people's third-party figures get took at customs. I've heard of some people's third-party figures, if they're in gun mode being transported, they get destroyed. Now, I don't know if any manufacturer, or, well, I don't know, manufacturers do some weird things sometimes, but all manufacturers should transport any toy figure that turns into a gun in robot mode. I mean, it's just common sense. It goes through a scan, and you see that shape, that outline, it's going to throw some red flags no matter what. Yeah, so this is just a quick video just to get the brain juices moving and maybe discussing this topic a little further. All right, so this is BotCon weekend. I'm not at BotCon, unfortunately, but peace to everybody that is at BotCon, and we'll probably be seeing some reveals. I know Sony from TM Reviews, I've seen him posting a lot of the booths and displays, I should say, not booths. Yeah, Mike Kincaid, I know he's there slinging his t-shirt. Shout out to him, good dude. I mean, there's a lot of people. Kennedy's Village is there. Derek, the Realm is there, having Realm Nation. So check all that out. I'm sure there'll be some pictures. I just got my Realm box, and yeah, I'm feeling the t-shirt. I really like the clean design. So I definitely have a video with the reveals and the stuff that I like. Maybe all the slides, I'm not sure, depending on how many there are. You know, I probably won't like everything, but maybe I'll go over all of them like I did last time. We'll see. Check out TM Reviews videos, because he seems to be posting up a lot of just going through the displays, and there's some new stuff, some stuff that I haven't seen as prototypes, and there's some prototypes there. All right, so thanks for watching, and I'll get over with you in the next one. Happy Father's Day. Peace.
You know, life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you're alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.